former presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections and former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, has formally announced his defection to the African Democratic Congress ADC, describing the move as a strategic and patriotic decision aimed at fostering national renewal. Obi made the announcement on Wednesday at the Nike Lake Resort in Enugu during a New Year address, where he called on Nigerians and opposition political forces to unite under a broad-based national coalition to rescue Nigeria from poverty, disunity, and democratic decline. He used the occasion to strongly criticize the current political leadership, accusing it of state capture, economic mismanagement, and the systematic erosion of democratic values. According to Obi, his decision to join the ADC was guided solely by national interest rather than personal ambition. He urged his political associates, members of the obedient movement, and opposition leaders across the country to rally behind the ADC as a unified platform for change. He warned that silence in the face of Nigeria's current challenges would amount to complicity, stating that history would not absolve those who fail to act at such a critical moment. Presenting his defection as part of a broader national mission, Obi said Nigeria had reached a decisive turning point and could no longer afford politics rooted in division, exclusion, or self-interest. He described the end of 2025 as a symbolic moment for reflection and renewed commitment to purposeful leadership, stressing that periods of profound national crisis require clarity of vision and decisive action. Obi painted a grim picture of the nation's socio-economic condition, citing widespread poverty, mass unemployment, and deepening insecurity. He noted that over 130 million Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty, while more than 80 million youths remain unemployed, describing the situation as a persistent national tragedy. He rejected the notion that Nigeria's predicament was inevitable, insisting that the country's problems stem from leadership failure rather than a lack of resources. Nigeria is not poor. Nigeria has been rooted into poverty, Obi declared. He argued that the country is not inherently broken but has been gravely betrayed by those entrusted with leadership. He further maintained that the average Nigerian is neither lazy nor incompetent, but trapped in a system designed to reward mediocrity and recycle failure. Obi also accused the political elite of deliberately exploiting ethnic and religious divisions as a strategy to retain power, alleging that such divisions are sustained with little regard for national unity or inclusive development. He warned that these practices continue to undermine social cohesion and democratic stability. Emphasizing the importance of credible elections, Obi issued a strong warning regarding the integrity of future electoral processes, particularly the 2027 general elections. He insisted that comprehensive electoral reforms are non-negotiable and cautioned against any attempt to manipulate or undermine the democratic will of the people. Drawing from his international engagements, Obi compared Nigeria's development trajectory with that of countries that have achieved rapid economic growth through unity and effective leadership. He cited Indonesia as a notable example, pointing out that although both nations started with similar socioeconomic characteristics, Indonesia has emerged as a trillion-dollar economy, while Nigeria continues to struggle with deindustrialization, corruption, and worsening poverty. Obi further criticized the federal government's tax reforms, describing them as anti-people and economically counterproductive. He expressed concern over reports alleging the use of a forged tax law, warning that such actions set a dangerous precedent. According to him, a tax regime founded on illegality and deception cannot inspire public trust, national unity, or sustainable prosperity. Positioning his defection as part of a long-term strategy ahead of the 2027 elections, Obi stressed that opposition unity remains essential to challenging what he described as a government sustained by division and propaganda. He concluded by reiterating his commitment to building a credible, inclusive, and people-centered political alternative capable of restoring hope and confidence in Nigeria's future.
Is that not what we agreed? So on that note, we have to give him the chance now to tell us where we are going. Now I invite respectfully His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, CON, to say where we are going. His Excellency Senator David Mark, listen carefully. We are we have decided to go.
Let me start by just recognizing some of our distinguished leaders that are here. I have to recognize the party chairman, our own dear senior brother, distinguished Senator David Mark. Recognize the chairman of our occasion and our dear father, Chief Simon Okeke, and all the elders that are here, because all the ex-governors here, apart from maybe my junior brother Emeka, and all my seniors, let me say on all protocols very respectfully and duly observed. There's two juniors here. So let me recognize all of them. I said all protocols very duly observed. Today is an important day. Today is the last day of 2025. So we are ending this year with a hope that in 2026 we will begin a journey of rescue of our country. For proper socio-economic development that will be unifying and inclusive. We have all watched those who benefited from our democracy sometimes now become accessories to destroying our democracy, either through coercion and gangsterism against the opposition. We cannot allow this to happen. We will resist it. We've not seen people who benefited our democracy be part of celebrating electoral fraud publicly. And we are saying that those who are planning to rig an election in Nigeria come 2027, we will resist it by every means lawful and legitimate. And we're urging this happen because we have weak institutions like INEC, which we are urging them in the coming election. We must do whatever it is to follow the rules and the regulation, starting by educational qualification for eligibility to sit for any election. We can no longer be where they are asking whether this person went to school or not. We have 1 year now to determine who went to school and who didn't go to school. We have 1 year now for people to tell us the school they attended. And when they left those school, we don't want it to be something we go to court after election. They say it's pre-election matter. We have pre-election situation now to verify everybody who wants to contest the election for Nigeria. And we must follow that. Our commitment is about Nigeria. In all my touring and everything, we are committed to a better Nigeria, and we found all the studies that we have followed religiously, and I'm going to mention a few to tell you why it is important what we are doing here today and why we must follow it, and know that two things are critical if we are going to turn around Nigeria. We must stay united. Nigeria today is not united. We must ensure the unity of the country. We must ensure we have competent leadership. I have followed by studies of where we have conflict, where we have strife, where there is disunity, and where there is unity. he brought about. Because of it, I've read several books in it, but I'm going to cite one which Professor Tony knows very well. He took me to visit one of the best authors who wrote on conflict resolution and transformation, because we're talking about transforming our country. And that took me to read a book by Professor Nicole Fox of California University. And after reading that book, met with him alongside Professor Tony, and after listening to him, I decided, for the interest of what happened in Rwanda, to visit Rwanda. I sat down, had the opportunity of sitting down with Paul Kagame to listen what he did in reconciling and transforming that society, which shows me hope that it can happen here. Yes, and what if you look at what he did, it is evident that in 1995, if you look at it, the GDP per capita of Rwanda is $227. Today, it is $1,100, a growth of over 500%. While our own country, in 1995, the GDP per capita of $1,225, today we are below 1,000. 30 years after, for the giant of Africa. We cannot continue this way. Our people are in pain. That is why we are coming to talk about how do we unify our country. Following that particular visit and the differential showing on the development of this country, I decided to go further. That took me to read another book, Growing Apart, which is a book about Indonesia and Nigeria. Indonesia and Nigeria have the same similarity in population, high population, cultural, economic structure, everything. However, after reading that book, I decided I'm going to take a tour of United States to meet with Professor Lewis personally. When I sat down with him, what he told me was more revealing and shocking than what I read in the book. And I decided to take a trip to Indonesia to see what they did. That took me to meet with the Minister of Planning of Indonesia, Minister of Education, Minister of Small Business, Minister of Small Villages, Minister of Health, and met the Vice President and the most celebrated president in Indonesia, Joko Widodo, to know what they did. When you do at all this, one thing is very clear: unity and competent leadership. Unity and competent leadership. And if you follow what they've been able to do, today Indonesia is a commendable success. Where they move now, they become one of the over 1 trillion economy. The first in Southeast Asia, about 1.4 today, and the biggest economy in Southeast Asia with per capita of $5,300. When Nigeria, again lamentably, is today our GDP has half from what it was 10 years ago to 240 and below 1,000 per capita. What did they do differently? Competent leadership and unity have shown what you can do. In all the studies, like I said, following that, you've listened where somebody who won a Nobel Peace Prize said that Nigeria knows what to do to prosper. The 2024 Nobel Peace Prize winner in economics said Nigeria knows what to do to prosper, but refuses to do it. Professor James Robinson. of Chicago University. I spent 3 hours with him in Chicago University to listen about what he has to say. It all boils down to unity, competent leadership that have capacity, have commitment and compassion to change the socio-economic of the country. That is what we are lacking, and that's what we need to change. What they did is not rocket science. It can be done there and we get the same result. It is not rocket science. I've studied it, I've followed it all over. One thing that is common about all these leaders is that they build consensus of their people. And how do they do it? By being honest to them and telling them the truth. A leader must speak the truth. A leader must be trusted. A leader cannot be part of telling people one thing and doing the opposite. You must do the same thing. If you must ask people to fast, you should not feast. Whatever you tell the people to do, the leader must change. We can no longer sit in a country where our leaders tell us lie. We cannot, they are truthful people, they live a life of just, and that is what is lacking here. We have a situation where we say we are fighting corruption, but we have monumental corruption in front of us. Talk to me. We have a situation where we have closed our shop, chasing thieves, and allowing other people to pack whatever remains in the shop away. We borrowed more money than we have ever borrowed. We saved all the money we are supposed to save, and yet our people are dying of hunger. There's insecurity. Nigeria has never seen this level of insecurity. We have never seen this level of hunger. We have never seen this level of division, where our country is so divided that we are point of hating each other. I have traveled all over the place, and my appeal to all of us, to those who are visiting us, that we must come together united to be able to fight this. We can no longer allow those by dividing us. We can no longer allow those who live by making us poor. Nigeria is not a poor country. We are looted into poverty, and we must stop that looting. Nigerians are not lazy people. We've been betrayed. Nigeria, we can no longer continue rewarding criminals. We can no longer allow normalizing what is not normal. We must then change it. And to change it, we must come with unity of purpose. We are now talking about tax regime. How can you, everybody who knows about physical policy knows that tax is a social contract. A social contract that when you empower your people, they become more productive and they pay you more tax. How can you tax people who are unemployed? We have 130 million people living in multi-dimensional poverty. We have 80 million Nigerians, young Nigerians who are unemployed, and you are talking about tax. You can't grow revenue when people are starving. You cannot grow revenue by throwing people into poverty. You must grow revenue. It's a bank account. You must pay in before withdrawal. These people are withdrawing without paying anything in. That must stop. And all of us here have a destiny to be part of that. To be part of that challenge. That's why we're here. We can't just say we are joining party. Why are we joining party? Are we joining party to continue the same criminality? Are we joining party to change that? We have become a crime scene. We are now called fantastically corrupt. We are now called disgraced election. We now use everything. I now have gone around the whole state. I've been to ADC camps in Benue, in Plateau, in places where those who are in government fear to go or even fail to acknowledge publicly, denying it. I've been there. I see the people's pain. I see their pain all over. So we must turn around our country. God gave us everything. No country in the world that I can imagine that have what Nigeria has today. How can we be hungry? A country of 923,000 square kilometers. Today we are importing rice. Because I'm telling you rice is cheaper. We are importing the rice that makes our rice cheaper. From another country, kill our farmers. When we should be doing it. Any country like Bangladesh, a country with about 1/6 of our size, high population as we are, is producing 10 times what we are producing. In fact, we can compare Bangladesh with our two biggest states. Bangladesh is less than 150,000 square kilometers of land. Our two biggest states, Niger at 76.3 and Borno 70.8, is about the size of Bangladesh. And we have a population of 171 million, yet they are producing 10 times the amount of rice we produce. That is unacceptable. We must change this. And that is why we are coming to say that we want to start turning around the country from consumption to production. A new Nigeria is possible, and we cannot make it happen. We can create that what we can. So all of us that are gathered here, I be part of this coalition from day one, because I've heard people say it's trying to defect or join party. I was part of this coalition from day one. So people know I was part of it when it was being discussed. I was part of it when it was launched. I am saying that we are now calling. I thank all my leaders that are gathered here. You must have leaders if you must be seen as a leader tomorrow. I have leaders here. Achikudenwa is here. Okosetewa is here. Samuel is here. Peter Obi is here. All these people are mentioning today, as you know, about is here. Another one is here. These are people who are my senior in age, in politics, in everything. And I thank them that we say we'll be a family. Yes. We are not going to be a family of crime. We are not going to be a family to deprive other people. We are going to be a family of change. A family that will create new Nigeria. That is what the family is all about. We've watched people tell us story in midst of plenty and we are hungry. So we have all come together and to ensure that we become fully member of this coalition of ADC led by distinguished senator David Mark. That is why we came together. We will in the coming months be able to tell you what this coalition has that is different from what is happening today. Because we must show the difference. That is why you are seeing from Osumbo to Tommy, they can't be a professor for nothing. They know what professors are suffering today. So their professorship must come with new ideas. We want to be able to change the country. And we are not just on ourselves going into ADC, we are also begging other people from other political parties. All the opposition must come together. for the sake of Nigeria. Whether you are PDP, ADP, or any other party, we are faced with the existential threat which we must all fight for the sake of our children. A new Nigeria, productive, all-inclusive, united Nigeria, where we will see each other's love, where we will turn around the economy, starting from agriculture and manufacturing. The empty lands of the north must be cultivated, while the factories in the southern part of the country must not function, be employing people. Thank you. May God Almighty. We must not do that and ensure that we will not talk about how we are going to create wealth based on proper physical policy that creates wealth by ensuring that we enrich the people. So we can earn more. Those 18 million Nigerian youths, we must give them a hope to drive everything. One of the things I learned in Indonesia is that 95% of the employment comes from small businesses. And there are many youths. I went everywhere to see what they are doing. And it can be done in Nigeria. Imagine when we empower 80 million youths. And those 80 million youths either employ themselves or add one more person. We won't talk about unemployment in this country. That's what we are doing. And we have people, senators here, dignitaries here. Look at, we have Obi here. He has been advising on the economy. We want that he has advice to work on it. We look at the name of Gochuku. There's so many of you that are gathered here. Let us come as a family under the ADC coalition led by David Mark to turn around our country, to stop this lamentation, to stop this crying, to make sure that people in ID can go back to their houses, go back to their farms, to make sure that no Nigerian wakes up hungry. Thank you, and God bless all of you. Thank you.
Okute ka Yesu, mama jeje mama mama. Okute ka Yesu, okute ka Yesu, mama jeje mama mama. Address system back. Thank you very much. We progress very fast now. Mr. Obi has spoken, and Senator Ben Obi said he is the one who will say where we are going. And we have said that we are going to ADC. ADC is the party. It's a coalition party, but it's an individual party. So all of us in different parties here have now heard that that's where we are going to go. That's what he has said. Okute, is that what you said? Yes, sir. So it's not clear. He has given the direction. And we are privileged to have presiding officers at the National Assembly here. We have National Chairman of ADC, two-time Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, David Mark, GCON. We are privileged to also have Right Honorable Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, former Speaker of the House of Representatives. And we are also lucky to have a Deputy Presiding Officer in that House, Honorable Right Honorable Emeka Iwebiaha. In fact, he was Deputy Speaker to Aminu Tambuwal. When you go home, you continue. glance. Or make you hold your hand. Without turning over. Mr. Chairman, on the occasion, Ochendo Simon Okeke, whom by the grace of God will be 90 in a few days' time. My boss, our boss, the man that has taught me so much, the good and the bad. Distinguished Senator David A.B. Mark, National Chairman of the African Democratic Congress. Distinguished leaders, our leader Okute Peter Obi. Distinguished leaders gathered here, particularly of the Southeast region, and all their friends, leaders of the Southeast, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a sense of humility and conscious of the fact that history is being made today that I accept the rare honor to do the needful. The needful is that several Nigerians, and indeed, most importantly, of the Southeast extraction have been waiting for this moment to come. Am I speaking what you know? Your Excellency, Senator David Mark, you have heard Okute, he has made the formal announcement. My job is to propose, realizing the fact that by His grace and by virtue of my responsibilities in the past, I was part of nurturing our democracy till this date. Worked very hard to stabilize multi-party democracy in our country. Very well aware that there is no democracy without opposition. In our time in the federal government, we ensured that opposition had their voice. Consequently, I do move, I do propose that all of us representing the vast majority of the Southeast political players in our country, men, women, youth, and indeed the special citizens, do propose and move that we all join the African Democratic Congress as a party that we shall use for the Southeast to get back to the federal government of Nigeria. Realizing that since 2015 we have been excluded as a people, and we understand what that means. We are thirsty, we are hungry, we are desirous. We have extracted other platforms, and we are conscious of the fact that the platform that will satisfy our aspirations, justify our participation, a party that will be there for all, will be the African Democratic Congress. I therefore move that we all adopt, accept, and massively register to be members of the ADC starting from today. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I want to invite, on behalf of all of us here, particularly those who were part of the consultations before we arrived at this decision, I want to invite Professor Osita Ubu to come out and second this motion.
Professor Obi is a professor of economics, development economics. Before we came here, we analyzed the economy. And decided that through here, we can revamp the economy of Nigeria. Go ahead. Second.
Without much ado, given the speech of Okute and the motion proposed by Honorable Ihedio, our former governor, I so second.
Thank you very much. Those who are in support of this motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. All of them are absent. I want also put it on record, Mr. Chairman of the party, that people here are not only from the southeast. All the National Assembly members of Labour Party and some from other parties, ABGA, are all here. And those from the southwest, the two House of Rep members, stand up. Show four. I'm talking about people from southwest, the original southwest people. Original. Show me and Benga, right? George. Yes. Ata? Yes, they are here. So it's not only southeast. All our members are here. And you know that the distinguished senator Ireti Kingibe has already joined the party in FCT. Ebe is here, Osaro. Yes, Osaro is here. So you can see that Obi has taken all the people. He made the way for 2023 to National Assembly here into ADC. We have about 18 of them seated in the House of Representatives here present. Just now I looked at my phone. I saw a text message from a member of the House of Representatives representing Newe North, Newe South, and Ekuchigo Federal Constituency. He's a member of the YPP. He told me that he had just listened to what Obi said, that he has now joined this side. His name is Honorable Peter Obi, member House of Representatives. So now that the door is open, just watch and see how many people will cross over from across the country. So thank you very much. We will go to goodwill messages. But these goodwill messages will be 1.5 minutes each, so that we're able to cover enough ground. May I start by inviting the leader of the Southeast Senate Caucus to deliver a goodwill message. His Excellency, distinguished Senator, Ancestor, Enyimia Hakop Abaribe, representing Abia South in the Senate.
ADC, ADC. Let me do a symbolic thing first. Mr. David Mark, Chairman of ADC, this is the logo of the party on this cap, and I'm going to wear this cap for the first time. Let me also announce that this morning I resigned from the All Progressive Grand Alliance. So as of now, I am fully in ADC. Following my brother and our leader, Mr. Peter Obi, I wish all of us well, and I know that we are going to get there. when I was giving my last interview, and they were asking me, how do you think it will happen? I told them, Mboru. Every woman knows what Mboru means. Now it's Mboru. When the time comes, the time has come. The whole of us are going into ADC, and we shall remove the cancer that has held Nigeria down since 2015. We will remove that party that promised change, that brought. What else did they bring? That party brought death and destruction to Nigeria. And so I wish everyone well and want to pledge my loyalty to our chairman, Mr. David Mark, and my party. My party. Which party is my party?
Thank you very much. There's what they say, mutatis mutandi. That is concur. All the senators here are present. Senator Moyo, where is he? Ayaka has already resigned. He was here. He has already resigned from Labour Party in writing. But because of time, I want to say that all of us have resigned the way Peter Obi resigned from the Labour Party. So we shall need caps. Many people will wear it now. Then goodwill message will continue. I would like to invite Professor Pat Utomi, the leader of the dictator. Also, we will rubber. Now my plan already. But just a word will pass you by.
ADC! The time is now to arise and shine. You know, for the last 2 years, Mr. Peter Obi and I have been wandering around this planet trying to find out where it has worked. Academics, heads of states, in Europe, in North America, in Asia, we've met all these people. The formula is ready for a new Nigeria. And ADC will present it. ADC!
It's my distinguished privilege to invite Aisha Yusuf, who is here as a mobilizer and a great activist. Where is she? She just stepped out. Go and bring her back. When she comes, she will greet the people. She's coming. I've seen her hijab. Aisha Yusuf. Yeah, she has come. I call her because she speaks the truth. She's not afraid of anybody. And this ADC will never be afraid of speaking the truth. So speak the truth so that the people shall be set free. 1 point.
Good day to the high table. I've been given 1 minute.
Yes.
You know, whatever it is, I can speak not only for Nigeria but also for Africa. But today we have a great leader who said it's all about unity. It's all about unity. We are united with the insecurity.
insecurity that affects every part of the country. We are united with the lack of employment. We are united with the things that are not working. The next time they tell you we are not united, remind them that the problems are faced for all of us. We all get it. And so therefore, we will put our hands together to make sure that Nigeria becomes an amazing country, a great country, one that we all will be proud of. And today Nigerians have decided that they are going into the African, right? Give me the second one. Give me the third one. There is a reason why there is no party there. It simply means this is not the time for jollification like you would usually see. This is the time for Africans, Nigerians. Nigerians will lead the way. And this is the time for us all to come together and have that Congress. African Democratic Congress it is. ADC!
Arise and shine.
ADC!
Arise.
ADC!
Arise and shine.
Before I leave, I want to say here, sir, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, I have never been in any political party. I have refused to be a card-carrying member of any political party. But as my leader, I give you my words that I will proudly be a card-carrying member of ADC.
Thank you.
And David Mark, you might not remember, over 11 years ago, under the rains, we cried together. And Honorable Anambra, you might not remember, but we cried together. You were outside in the rain. When we stood up, I had turned 40 and I realized that silence was no longer an option. And when Chiba girls were taken away and we came to the National Assembly, both of you came out and you stood in the rain and you cried with us. All of us shed tears and we are still shedding that tear. In order to know there is no more time for us to shed tears. We have cried too much. From this moment on, we are in the trenches. We will fight for Nigeria. We will have a great nation. ADC will take us and give us the Nigeria where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. Thank you.
Thank you. You can see that.